everyone! Today we are tackling a topic that every single project leader bumps into: conflict. But what if I told you that conflict isn't actually the enemy? What if it's an opportunity, a real chance to build stronger teams and come up with way better solutions? Well, let's dive in and see how. And this quote, right from the PMBOK guide, really gets to the heart of it. See, it's not about trying to avoid conflict altogether. It's all about handling it. The way you navigate those disagreements, that's what decides whether they drag a team down or actually make it stronger. The outcome, it turns out, is all in the approach.
All right, let's just be real for a second. Conflict on a project isn't just likely, it's pretty much guaranteed. It's gonna happen.
And this is so important to get your head around. Seeing friction on your team doesn't mean you've failed as a leader. Not at all. It's actually a sign that you're in a fast-moving, dynamic environment with passionate people who care enough to have different ideas. You know, it's a sign of life, not a sign of failure. I mean, just think about the DNA of any project, right? You've got these competing constraints baked right in from the start. A tight budget is clashing with really high-quality standards. A shifting scope is bumping up against a hard deadline. And you've got a handful of key people being pulled in 10 different directions. It's a constant balancing act, and that tension is exactly where conflict is born. Okay, so if we accept that conflict is going to happen, how do we make it productive? The key is this really fundamental shift in your mindset. We have to move our teams away from debate, in towards dialogue. A debate, when you think about it, is a battle. It's a win-lose game where somebody has to be right and somebody has to be wrong. But a dialogue, that's totally different. It's about creating what's often called positive discourse. It's a collaborative effort where the goal is to find a solution that everyone, and I mean everyone, can get behind. The ultimate goal isn't for an individual to win, it's for the project to win. So we know conflict is inevitable, and our goal is to foster dialogue. Now for the really powerful part, the actual tools you can use. Drawing from the Thomas-Kilmann model, we've got this amazing toolkit with 6 distinct strategies for resolving conflict. I want you to think of these as different tools for totally different jobs. So let's start with the most hands-off approach, withdrawal or avoiding. This is when you make a conscious choice to step back from the issue. Now, this isn't about just ignoring a problem and hoping it goes away. It's a strategic move. You ask yourself, is this issue kind of minor? Is it possible it'll just resolve itself? Or are emotions running so hot that everybody just needs a timeout, a cooling off period? Sometimes the smartest move is to make no move at all, especially when you're in a no-win situation. Next up, we have smoothing or accommodating. With this one, you're intentionally playing up the things everyone agrees on and kind of downplaying the points of conflict. So why would you do that? Well, because sometimes keeping the team harmonious and focused on the big picture is way more important than winning one specific argument. This is a really key strategy when there's a power imbalance, say between you and your project sponsor. Preserving that relationship is the top priority. Now we're getting to the middle ground with compromising. This is your classic give and take. It's where everyone walks away, well, partially satisfied. Nobody gets everything they wanted, but everybody gets something. This works best when both parties have about the same amount of power, and you just need to find a solution to keep the project moving forward. Then you have the break glass in case of emergency option, forcing. Yep, it sounds harsh, and honestly, it can be. This is where you impose one party's decision on another. You use this one very, very sparingly. Think true emergencies. A critical health and safety issue pops up on site. You don't have time for a group chat. You need a quick, decisive resolution right now. It's a high-power move, so you save it for when it absolutely, positively has to be done. Now, from my personal favorite, collaborating. This is where the magic really happens. This is all about bringing in multiple viewpoints to truly learn and see the problem from every single angle. Now, it's not easy, it requires a lot of trust, and it definitely takes time. But the payoff? A creative, win-win solution that is almost always better than what any single person could have come up with on their own. And finally, there's confronting, or as I like to call it, problem solving. This is a lot like collaborating, but it frames the conflict as a puzzle that the team has to solve together. It's super logical, it's respectful, and it sends a really powerful message. Hey, we're all on the same team here. The problem is the opponent, not each other. This is perfect when the relationships are important and everyone is committed to finding the absolute best answer. So this little table kind of brings the whole toolkit together. And the big takeaway here isn't that one of these is the best one. A great project leader understands context. They can look at a situation, the power dynamics, the time constraints, how important the relationship is, and then pick the right tool for that specific job. Okay, so we've got the strategies, but how do you actually put them into practice on a Tuesday afternoon when things are getting tense? Let's open up the leader's playbook. Here is the absolute #1 rule for any project manager. You have got to get in there early. You want to catch a disagreement when it's still what we'd call a useful debate, a healthy exchange of ideas, and not let it fester and snowball into something personal and destructive. Being proactive here is everything.
And really, this is what it all boils down to: emotional intelligence. Your ability to understand your own reactions, to manage them, and to be empathetic to what other people are feeling. That is the foundation. It's what creates the environment where any of these resolution strategies can actually work.
So here's a super simple 3-step process you can use every single time. First, step 1, reframe the conversation. It is always about the issue, not the person. Remind everyone that it's normal to see things differently. Step 2, create a safe space. Make sure communication stays open and respectful so people aren't afraid to voice their real concerns. And finally, step 3, turn it into a creative game. Search for solutions together. This act of collaborative problem solving can actually repair damaged relationships and build a much stronger team for the future.
So why does all this work matter so much? Because mastering conflict isn't just about keeping the peace. It is about unlocking true, sustainable high performance. And it's as simple as this. You literally cannot have a high-performing team without healthy conflict. Teams that avoid all disagreement, that are too nice, those are teams that aren't innovating. They're not challenging each other to be better. They're stagnating.
And the benefits of doing this well are huge. You build massive trust because people feel genuinely heard. You deepen commitment to the project's goals because everyone was part of the decision-making process. You create shared ownership, a resilient team that can bounce back from anything. And ultimately, you get the thing every project needs most: stronger, better, and more innovative solutions. So, I'll leave you with a question to think about. Take an honest look at your own leadership style. Which of these strategies is your go-to, your default setting? And the more important question is that the strategy your team and your projects really need from you right now? Thanks for watching.